You had all these excuses to justify exactly where you are. I'm talking to you right now. Is that you?
You could have changed. You could have transformed your body. You could have bettered your relationship. You could have changed your career. You chose the life you're living right now. My question to you is, are you going to choose to do it again for another year? Are you going to take action, or are you going to waste another 365 days?
It means staying dedicated to your mental, because you know that when you have the mental fortitude, nothing will break you.
This year, it's your year. And I need you to eliminate any doubt. I need you to eliminate any fear and go get it. Focus, lock in.
In your life, stop being a spectator and start being a participant. Woo! Stop being a spectator in other folks' life and start being a participant in your life. Stop being a social media groupie, being a spectator in everybody else's life, and become a participant in your life by doing two things. Trust me, read a book once a week, and that could be a powerful transformational. Go and get a certification. Go back to school, man. Get smarter, get brighter, become an expert. You choose the two things you need to do. You probably already know. But if you can do these two things consistently, my friend, and lock in, this next year is your year.
It doesn't matter if you feel like it. It doesn't matter if you enjoy the task or not. If you want the results, show up and do the work.
The only thing you have ahead of you is a bunch of blank pages. Your story is still waiting to be written. The best part of that? You are holding the pen. So get writing and get doing. Get building. It's never too late to start creating the life you always wanted.
Are you ready to stop procrastinating, to let go of self-doubt and push through rumination? Are you ready to move through every challenge and become the person you were always meant to be?
And once you create this mental fortitude, you'll find out that you're capable of anything that you want to achieve, my friend. To push past that diagnosis, to make it through school, to push past and pursue your business, despite what anybody has to say.
Stop waiting on outside forces, external forces, to write your script, to write your narrative. No, that is up to you.
What you don't change, you choose. So if you are going into 2025 and you don't like your body and you don't do anything to change it, you are choosing to live there. If you're going into 2025 and you don't like your relationship, you don't feel fulfilled, loved, and happy, and you don't change it, you are choosing to stay there. If every day you dread going into work because you hate what you do and you want to pursue a different passion, but you don't change it, you are choosing it. And the beautiful thing is that you have all the power within you. You don't need me, you don't need anybody else to tell you what you're capable of. You just need you.
Lock in. Focus. If you keep talking and never doing, you're gonna get exactly what you got each and every year before. Nothing.
If your if ain't strong enough, you'll never get to your then. Lock in. You can get anything you want.
No breakdowns, only breakthroughs. Keep pushing, keep grinding, keep striving, and you will see where your life takes you. Heights you never thought you would reach. Places you never thought you would go. Your bank account on extra large. Your life on inner peace. Your life on serenity. Your life on get up, get out, and get after it.
Alrighty. Good morning, beautiful.
This.
How is everyone doing? Let me know in the chat box if you can hear me loud and clear, if you can see my screen, if you can see my trading view. Good to be back. Everything okay, amazing. Just to start with, Be patient with me because it's been a long time that I've been here, that I've been giving the Zoom calls, and especially that I've been giving them in English. Of course, I never stopped. I always was here giving the sessions to the beautiful community I have here in Belgium, but I just took a little break from the Telegram channels, basically from social media. Let me say it like that. All right. So I never stopped, of course. I was always here. I was always in the charts. I was always analyzing and helping as good as I can. And now I want to expand this again to way more people than just only the community from Belgium here. Okay. Now, what can you expect in the coming weeks in the Telegram channel? Well, it's pretty simple. I'm going to start with one live session a week. Okay, so every Wednesday morning at 8:30 a.m. I will always give you guys a morning session, go live with you in the charts, explain what I'm looking for, and maybe have some ideas that I can share with you guys here on these sessions. Also, like you guys know, maybe you don't know, but in the past I always ended off my sessions with an analysis from the crypto market, and that won't change. Okay, so I will end the session with a quick view on what's happening on cryptocurrencies, on a technical bias, of course. Like you guys know, I'm a very technical person. I know there's a lot going on in the world, like Trump is doing some crazy things with the tariffs and that kind of stuff, but still, you see that the market will be respecting some technical analysis, and that's what I'm gonna update you guys every single week on Wednesday. Okay. Next to that, of course, I would say just keep an eye out on the channel, because over there I'm gonna share some value, maybe send some messages that you can think about, that you can maybe discuss in this channel with each other, share some charts and this kind of stuff. But also just keep an eye on it, because I'm working, not I, but my community and other people are working behind the scenes to finalize some extra things, something better, something more structured, to find value, and to learn from people who learn from me. All right. And also, of course, who has their own journey and who has their own results. Okay. So please keep an eye out for that, because that's going to be also very interesting. Okay. Next to that, I will be starting to give some evening sessions here and there. I'm not going to give you guys a fixed schedule for that, but here and there you will see me going live in the evening, just to share education, not only going live in the charts to see what the day has to offer, but just to share some theoretical things that you can use when it comes down to trading. Okay. Now, before we start today with going through the charts, I want to make sure everyone is with me on the same page. Everyone is here and understands what we are doing here, because what I'm doing is pretty simple, to be honest. I love to simplify trading. I love to simplify how you can analyze the markets and that kind of stuff. But if you have never been here before, I'm pretty sure you don't have a clue what's going on here. Okay, so the very first thing I really want to talk about is the big concept that I am using every single day again. And to be honest, this is a big concept that the whole market is looking at. Okay, and what is it? It's pretty simple. It's the three movements we have in the market, and that's the up move, the down move, and the sideways move. Okay, so if we take a look at these three moves, we know that this is not just moving in one straight line to the upside, or is not like flat lines to the sides when we have that sideways market or consolidation, or it's not going straight to the downside when we see the market going down. No, we're always moving in waves. Okay, and that's the main focus I'm always having when it comes down to trading. I want to see these waves. I want to analyze these waves. I want to see what exactly is going on in the charts, which direction are we going. Okay, so if there is one thing we can recognize, if we take a look at these different type of movements, there is only three. So it's simple as that. But in these movements, you will see that the market is creating lows, creating highs, creating higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and higher highs again. As long as we keep respecting that structure, as long as the market keeps forming higher highs, we can follow up on that. How do we call it? uptrending market, okay? Same exact thing for the consolidation. If we see the market creating equal highs and equal lows, what are we looking at? Market is moving sideways. So we know that we could potentially sell at the top, we could potentially buy at the bottom. But I'm more of the breakout trader. I want to see the market breaking one of these highs or lows to give me one of these two directions. Makes sense, right? So if we now take a look at the downtrend pretty fast, we have the high, we have the lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So in that way, we know that the market is moving to the downside. And I'm pretty simple, just following up what the market is doing. If we break through the lows, we know, all right, market is respecting downtrending market, so we can look for sell ideas as long as we keep respecting that structure. Okay, so basically, what is the strategy all about? What is the price trap army all about? What is Mr. Price Trap all about? Pretty simple. We want to find ourselves these highs and lows in the charts when we are trending. We want to trap the market between these highs and lows. That's why it's called price trap. So for example, if we have this uptrending move, we trap the high, we trap the low, we wait for the breakout, and we follow up that trending direction. And that's it, okay? It's as simple as that. Of course, we have different ways of going into the chart. So having the entry with the smallest stop possible, with the biggest risk to reward as possible, and these kind of things. But these are details and more background noise. In my opinion, first you want to focus on the market structure. And once you really got the market structure, once you really recognize these highs and lows, you can move on to really focusing on that entry, how to really react on these charts, okay? For the people who are in the community here in Belgium, you know, we got a lot of different price charts from last days, so Monday and Tuesday. I'm not going to go over that right now. I first want to just go through the charts with this now with the people we have right now to see or to give you these type of price traps that I just explained to you. But before I go into that, let me know in the chat box if this made sense. If you just what I just explained to you, that you say like, all right, I can work with that. This is clear for me. Let me know in the chat. Just drop a 111 or clear or something like that. So just simply so I know you guys are with me. Right. While I'm waiting, I'm gonna make sure everything is ready here. Yes, sir. Good, good, good. We do have some very, very interesting things going on for today. All right, so my daily routine in the charts. I don't see any reaction in the chat box. Are you guys with me? Yes or no? Just give me a pretty quick sign. Just 111 is okay. A clear is okay. Nothing more, nothing less. There we go. All right, all right, all right, all right. Good, good, good. So, my morning routine. What are like the first things I'm doing? You got some problems. Looking kind of green. I'm not sure how it comes. Someone sending me in private that my camera is looking green, but no, I see Potsy shaking her head. Okay, maybe it's at your end, bro, Christoph. But let me just move on. Doesn't matter if I'm looking green or not. The most important thing is that you guys can see my charts, right? So my morning routine, very simple. The first thing I'm always doing is opening the Forex Factory. What is Forex Factory? Pretty simple. You can find all the different news on here, okay? The most important ones are the red ones and the orange ones, all right? There you will see different news events that will have some impact on the charts. Today, we do have the core CPI, okay? This is pretty big, okay? Every time this news event comes out, I know the market reacts pretty strong on this. So please be careful. Today at 2:30, you will see that the market will move pretty fast. You will see that the market will get a lot of volatility. So just be aware of it. If you are a fundamental trader, maybe you can use this. Maybe you can find yourself information to know what's going to happen in the upcoming hours. But for me personally, as technical trader, I'd rather just put myself safe, stay away maybe just from the charts. Like we had Monday, Tuesday, and the people who were following the other morning sessions, we had some beautiful ideas already. We had, I think, 3 or 4 1-on-3 risk to reward opportunities with maybe 2 stop losses and 1 or 2 still running or something like that. So if you just calculate that, we are already in profit big time. So if you have a news day like this, in my opinion, do not risk these profits. Just use this day as education, use this day as backtesting, but stay out of the charts if you know that something like this is happening. Okay. Next to that, of course, so the Forex Factory, once I've seen like, okay, 2:30, we have the CPI. We also have the Fed Chair Powell testifying at 4. So between 2:30 and 4, we really want to pay attention or be careful out there. But also what we need to pay attention at, and that's also a thing I always do, is see what the night is going to bring also. Because during the night, most of it is sleeping, of course, or you're from the States, you're still awake, but right over here, you see that we have some NZD red flag news at 3 a.m. So if you have any NZD pairs running before you go to sleep, make sure to just put them break even, take out some risk, take partials or things like that, just to make sure if there is a high impact on this news, that you don't mess up the profits that you maybe already made for the week. Okay, so that's it. Good. Of course, in these times with what's going on with Mr. Trump, sometimes you will see things happening in the charts while there is no news. Well, last night we had kind of something like that, right? All of a sudden we saw President Trump is going to speak. And then, of course, you will see some fluctuations. You will see some volatility get into the charts because of his words, okay? This isn't always scheduled upfront. And that's why you want to pay attention, because sometimes it just pops out on there because President Trump just announced he wants to give a press conference to share some information or whatever he wants to do. All right. So I just want to make sure, because we are in these times right now, that you are paying attention to these kind of things. Okay, so good. Let's go into the charts. Now that we know what kind of news we have, we know that around these times we probably want to pay attention and get ourselves safe out there. The next thing, of course, that I do is I start to go through the pairs and see what kind of price trap we have possibly for today. And like you can see, it's pretty simple. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mark up the highs and lows, the most recent highs and lows of the market, and simply wait till they break out and give me a direction. Okay, so we see that 80 Canadian is in a consolidation zone for a pretty long time already. So we entered this zone, I think, there we go, this Monday, and we are in this zone for already the whole week. So what we want to do right now is pretty simply wait till the market breaks out. And the moment the market breaks out, we know a direction. All right, we know that the market has, for example, created, this is a very important one, I'm going to go over this one in a moment, created the lower low for the lower high, all right, or created the higher high for the lower high actually. Okay, so that's what we want to search for. That's simply what I'm looking for in the charts. Now, if we take a look at 80 Canadian, what do we see? If I just explain you the concept of market structure, highs and lows, we see that the market is creating a kind of uptrend, kind of, like I say. So if we break below these lows, please pay attention. This demand zone could be pretty strong to push the market higher in this case. Okay, good. So that's 80 Canadian. If we take a look at 80 JPY, does this look very interesting? Nope, because we don't have a lot of structure. You could say we can wait for the retest of these zones to then move higher. Yeah, you could, but I personally, I'm not interested in this, okay? I'm more interested in charts like this, for example, on AUD and ZD. Let me take this low here. There we go. So AUD and ZD created a high, AUD and ZD created a low. And now we are simply waiting till the market breaks out Either side, doesn't matter, right? If we go to the upside, we look for buys. If we break to the downside, we look for sells. Simple, right? This is my focus for this morning session, so you guys really understand how I market my charts, how I find my my ideas, all right? Then we have AD USD. This was one we were looking for yesterday. We had this breakout, came back for the retest. We did react pretty, not strong, but we did have this small reaction, but not enough. We started moving higher again, attacking highs again, all right? Like you guys know, I'm very transparent in these kind of things. If it's a stop loss, if the market moves against us, it is what it is, right? Why should I hide these things if this is part of trading? You got to know that there are three main pillars when it comes down to trading. The first one is the strategy, of course. The second one is the risk management. And then the third one is the psychology. So why do I say this? Well, pretty simple. While I'm making some new charts, it's pretty simple. Stop loss is part of the game. Stop losses are part of trading. So why do I say these three different pillars? Because there's one pillar that can handle these stop losses if you do it right, and that's the risk management part. All right. So if you have a good risk management on point, maybe this is something I can talk about in upcoming sessions. But if this is on point, you shouldn't be worried if you are taking 1 or 2 or 3 stop losses in a row. If it's 5, 6, then I would be worried and maybe start back testing again. But if it's only like 2, 3 stop losses in a row, you can take one trade and cover these losses already. Okay, and that's the power of risk management. But I will go over that maybe on another session. So Euro NZD, beautiful example from last sessions. We had this breakout, market comes back to the retest. Look at this beautiful trade. All right, this is a beautiful example of a textbook price trap. How it's done, how you can find these kind of things. Okay, how you can react or follow up on the breakouts. Euro NZD, beautiful idea from yesterday. 103 risk to reward was very possible there. Okay, like you can see, if you found yourself an entry around this area, you could have a 15 pip stop, and the market already took off for 66 pips. So it's even a 1 on 4 already, maybe 1 on 5 approaching. So how can you now work further on these kind of things? Well, pretty simple. Like I explained you, the market creates highs and lows. So we can now use this new high, wait till the market confirms this breakout, and wait for the retest. Okay, what I also do is I zoom out just to see how these zones were acting in the past, or how the market was reacting on these zones in the past. And like you can see, we see a lot of reaction, we see a lot of different support and resistance zones, so we can definitely use this one. Euro USD is pretty ugly, so we stay away from that. GA, yeah, you could say we are looking for a breakout retest to the downside, but we are moving pretty bullish here. So I want to pay attention here and not just blindly react on this. Yeah, GCAT pretty much the same here. If I have any doubts about a certain pair or about a certain chart, the first thing I do, and a lot of people know this from the past, I just move on, all right? I move on to the next one. Here we have a very clean and obvious price trap. What I recommend you doing, what I'm doing right now this morning, is take these charts and just see what happens with it, okay? Hence the USD from yesterday beautifully took out these highs, reacted. I think it's a 61 FIB. And now there is a possibility that the market will start moving lower and follow up this small downtrending structure the market has created here. Okay, I'm gonna leave it for now. USD Canadian, pretty simple here. This is a long consolidation. Let's see how the market will deal with it. Always interesting. And then we have USD JPY. Nah, that's not what I like to see. Gold, we could see a small push to the downside. Maybe with CPY we can see this like a push to these demand zones and then go higher. So price trap wise, we would mark up this high and wait if we can get a deeper retest out of this. Okay, so that's for gold. You also have some NZD pairs. Yes, sir. NZD JPY back for the retest. Pay attention to this one. Could be interesting. First demand zone here, second down there. You can wait for price action before you enter. You can do a lot of different things with the strategy because the core of the strategy is based on basic market principles, and that's higher highs and higher lows. That's it. So that's for NZD CHF. Euro CHF is ugly. Nope, we cannot do anything with this. You see why I'm skipping these charts and why certain charts I stop and trap them. You can simply see it with the structure. If you're now looking at this and wow, or you think like, how can I even recognize these kind of patterns or these kind of price traps? Well, let me just say, the more sessions you will see, the more recordings you will check, the easier it will become. The more you go behind the charts yourself, the easier it will become. Okay, so I'm recording this every single session that I'm giving on Wednesday morning. You will see this passing by on my YouTube channel. If you don't know where my YouTube channel is, well, pretty simple. If you go to my Instagram page, you can go to my link tree, and over there is a link to my YouTube channel. All right, so these are the price traps I would be looking at for today. So we have AUD Canadian waiting for the breakout. Watch out for this demand zone. I warn you. Then we have AUD NZD. It doesn't really matter which way we go here. We have a lot of room to the downside, and we do also have a lot of room to the upside to maybe attack previous highs. Okay, so that's for AUD NZD. Euro AUD, very obvious trap. We had this beautiful breakout retest from yesterday. Hope you guys, for the people who have seen it, found yourself a good reaction. So now we are waiting for the breakout and eventually the retest to maybe start a trend after going down for a pretty long time. Okay. Then we have Euro NZD, same thing. He broke retest already yesterday. Now we are waiting for another breakout retest. NZD Canadian, pretty simple. I would love to follow the trend, of course, but if we go higher, I will be ready. And then we have USD Canadian, which is consolidating for a pretty long time already. Gold, waiting for that deeper retest. That's what I'm looking for gold, okay? To see if the market could go lower and then move higher from that point. NCJPY, pretty simple. We are retesting, so we are waiting for a good entry moment. And then we have CATS HF, where we are also waiting for a better retest here. Okay, so these are the different price traps I would be looking at, I would be focusing on. If this is your first session, you're looking through the recording or live, just mark them up and look what the market will do. Okay, that's what I always recommend you in the first stage. When you start using price trap, this is what your focus needs to be. The highs, the lows, waiting for the structure to play out, okay, and to see the structure, train your eyes on it so it becomes almost automatic when you open up the charts. Okay, so good. That's it for the price traps. Let's talk crypto right now because this is very interesting. I've been calling out moves for a pretty long time already. For people who can remember giving me the sessions a few years ago, like here we see in 21, I was already giving sessions. I warned you guys about this top. I warned you guys that there was a very strong down move possible from that point on. But we are now here right now, so I can brag about the past, but I think it's more interesting when I start talking about what's going on right now. Okay, so very firstly, we haven't seen each other for a long time. I think it's from this period, somewhere around this period. No, this is way too. It will be. I think the bull market was just starting in my last sessions, all right, or maybe we were already in this consolidation phase. I'm not sure, but now we went higher. The 100K is a fact. Okay, so for the people, I haven't seen you a long time, so the 100K is a fact. Okay, what have we seen right now? Well, pretty simple. We are consolidating. If there are a lot of people screaming, "Oh, we go up, we go down, blah blah blah," well, it's pretty hard to tell right now, right? Because we are not really respecting uptrending structure. We are not really respecting downtrending structure. So we are basically just consolidating. Okay. Now what we want to see is structure that shows us which could be the potential move next. Okay. And when I'm talking about structure, of course, I'm talking about highs and lows. So what really caught my attention here and why I am either bullish than bearish is because the market is creating higher highs and higher lows on the daily time frame. When we were higher here, I warned the team that we could go lower, taking out these demand zones. That's exactly what happened here. And now I'm waiting for the market. What are we going to do with this zone? This is very important. If we go back to the basics and the core basic principles, I showed you this, right? Higher highs, higher lows. As long as we keep respecting this, remember, we can still move higher. So now we are in this situation with Bitcoin. Can we respect this low or do we break it? That's the big question. If we respect it, we are up for the highs. Okay. If we do not respect it, it could be that we can see some pretty major retracements, but it's too early to say it right now. Okay, so I want to see something like this happening. I'm not going to say it's going straight for the highs. It's probably going to do something like this, maybe consolidate a little bit to then go through that. But what I just don't want to see is that the market starts breaking support levels right over here. Okay, then there's a very high chance we go for these lows, or we will even go back to 70K areas. Okay, it's pretty soon to say that. At this moment we are here and we can simply wait what the market is going to do with this specific zone right over here. Okay, so let's see. It's very interesting, in my opinion. I really like what I'm seeing, especially when it comes down to how the market is, or the people are feeling in the market. And I see a lot of people do have some questions. Let me say it like that. For Ethereum, almost pretty much the same thing. Warned the team for the drop to this zone that this was possible as long as we kept respecting the downtrending structure. Again, a beautiful example. Highs, lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, right? If you can spot this, you're going in the right direction. Okay, so good. It's also a waiting game here. Do we respect or do we break? Okay, the first zone I would be interested in is this massive supply zone. If we respect this and start moving lower again, we could go pretty low. Okay, but we are not there yet, so I'm not going to talk about that right now. I'm more talking about the retracements back into the supply zones and see what the market sentiment and how the market is doing the moment we get there. Okay, so good. I think that I'm ready with everything I wanted to show. We have the price traps ready for today, so 80 Canadian and so on and so forth. Watch the recording if you want to know which ones it is. And keep an eye out on the channel, because what I just shared you, the different price traps that I just shared you, I will update you guys. Not about everyone, not about every single price trap and so on. Nope. But there will be some value in this channel more than before. Less sessions, but more value. Let me say it like that. Okay, so good. For the people from this, for the public zone or the price trap army in the Telegram channel, this is it. This was the first morning session. It was pretty short, pretty fast. But like you guys know, I love to keep it simple and don't make it too complicated for everyone. So thank you all for being here. I wish you the best. We see each other, of course, back next week, Wednesday morning, for another session. And of course, if you have any friends that are also learning to trade, I will put the recording out there. This is a very basic session. This is a very short session, but with these basics I just showed you, if you really practice this, train your eyes on this, do this every single day again, you will see how powerful this can be. Okay, so watch the recording over and over again. We see each other back next week, where I will go over some price traps again. And of course, give you guys an update on crypto, because this is a market that evolves every single day and does some crazy things from day to day. All right, because this drop was pretty messy and massive. But if you know what's going on in the charts, and if you know how to read the charts with market structure, it just becomes more I'm not gonna say simple, but more relaxed when you see a massive drop like this, because you know this could be just a retracement, and when the daily closes you have a totally different vision. Okay, so thank you all for being here. I wish you the best, and we see each other next week again for a brand new price trap session. So keep an eye out for the Telegram channel, and for the people from the Belgium community, see you in 5 minutes. Ciao ciao.